In Toronto, race week literally explodes with color when the downtown parade starts off. At Mosport, bonanza business is forgotten as NBC star Dan Blocker pursues the sport he most admires. Dan's practiced eye is on the competing beauties designed by Bruce McLaren to be driven by Bruce himself and his formidable teammate, Chris Amon. And what about the track itself?
Well, this is Mosport, and I'm Bruce McLaren. Now, the only trouble is that you can't really see here just how much up and downhill this track is. It's just like a very windy road through a pretty mountainous sort of district. We start off from the pit and paddock area here with a very short little straightaway. We plunge downhill into turn 1. Quite an exciting turn. It goes on for quite a long while, and I guess we'd average about 75 to 80 mile an hour all the way through the turn. Accelerating out of that, down into corner 2 here, which is one of the most difficult corners on the circuit. You come over the brow of a hill, right about here. You plunge down through the corner. You get a good, what we would term, four-wheel drift. From there, a short little burst, and then stand very hard on the brakes for this turn 3. Then we have a reasonably fast straight down into another left-hander, which once again is downhill, and then a very sharp uphill pull into this corner here, very appropriately named Moss Corner. This section is reasonable, but suddenly the corner gets very tight and it goes downhill. It's quite tricky. From there we accelerate full throttle all the way through the gears. Now, we would have wheel spin with the back wheel spinning in probably 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gear up to about 140 mile an hour, and then by this time you'd be in top gear, still accelerating up to a maximum of about 165. There's a brow of a hill. Going over the brow, the car goes a little light. You have to be careful with it. And then brake for turn 8 here. It's a fair percentage of the whole circuit, and you can make up quite a bit of time. A nice, fast, smooth run through these corners picks up a lot of time as far as your overall lap time on the circuit goes. It's very difficult to hold the car in on the apex of the corner here. You'll see a lot of cars will come in with the front wheels tending to push straight ahead a little bit. Then they'll come out in a classic sort of sports car power slide out towards the start-finishing line. Looks quite good, in fact.
The Players 200 is just what it implies. 2 heats of 100 miles each. Now is the time when the drivers become gods, settled into their cramped machines, tense eyes glued on their instruments and the starter's flag, and the crowds tense with excitement, sensing the tremendous strain. It's a one-lap rolling start led by a pace car. With the control jockeying done, the race is flagged on its way. At Moss Corner, Bruce McLaren, the 1964 winner, leads the pack. McLaren designs his own cars. This is his Elva Oldsmobile. Past the pit, the McLaren is setting a heady pace. McLaren is informed that one of his main rivals, Jackie Stewart, is in the pit. Charging up the back straight, McLaren makes 165 miles an hour look easy, and he whistles under the checkered flag in number 1 position. The second heat of the Players 200. Bruce McLaren, with a reputation for taking the lead and keeping it, soon had his competitors in a position of trying to catch him. Man and machine were functioning perfectly. Chris Amon is in 3rd spot, and all 3 leading machines were designed by the front-running McLaren. But their cheers for the underdog turned to cheers for the winner when McLaren was flagged to victory. Moschenbacher was forced to settle for 2nd, with Amon 3rd. The princess of the players' proceedings gave Bruce McLaren a special award. And J.M. Keith, president of Imperial Tobacco, presented the proud designer driver with the Players 200 trophy.
Good, wonderful.